Alright, so I got some information, and I want for everyone who's reading Future Foundation, and as well as just because I found this news interesting. Now, for those who don't know, Jonathan Hickman will be dividing the Fantastic Four team into two teams. There'll be the Fantastic Four, starting from Fantastic Four number 600, which will be, if I am right, Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, and Spider-Man. That's going to be the Fantastic Four team. But you're probably wondering, well, what about the Future Foundation and Doctor Doom and the rest of them? Well, here's the thing. Doctor Doom is starting at FF number 13. Doctor Doom will be in charge of the Future Foundation. Now, for those who've been reading Future Foundation, the other members of that team are like kids, a lot of kids, and Doom. I can't see Doom hanging out with all those. Doom is a leader of a bunch of children and Dragon Man, and as well as I know there's a few older members as well in that team. But I wonder what possessed Reed Richards in his right mind to allow him to be leader of a team that had both his children in it, and how Susan maybe. Well, then again, this hasn't happened yet, so maybe we'll get a good explanation of that later on down the road. But yeah, Doom will be in charge of the FF team. Now, how do I feel about this? I think it's really cool that that Hickman really knows how to write Doom. First off, he really knows how to write all these characters. He really knows how to write all the characters of the Fantastic Four universe. I have no problem with Doom leading the kids. I have no problem. But like I said, it seems kind of funny that here we have Doom, and behind him are a bunch of young superpowered children that he's leading. I doubt Doom's going to be playing babysitter. But however, we're talking about a kid. We're talking about a super. Let's talk about the members of the team. We have Leech. I think Leech is still on that team, who's a mutant who's able to nullify other people's powers. We also have Valerie, Valerie Von Doom. Well, not Valerie. We have Valerie, who Mr. Fantastic's and Reed and Sue's daughter, who's incredibly intelligent and kind of a smartass. She actually likes hanging out with. From what I've read, and from what I understand from the Fantastic Four comics with her and Doom, she likes hanging out with Doom more than her actual parents. That's creepy. And then we have their son, who is able to bend reality. I really doubt Doom's going to be doing this from the goodness of his heart. Here he has a chance to use kids who are still, despite intelligent and as powerful as they are, they're still kids. They can still be easily, they can be easily impressionated. I'm getting tongue-tied here. I'm sorry. They're very impressionable. Doom can easily twist their minds to work for him. And like I said, I don't think Doom's always on the up and up. It's Doom. Doom might be, Doom may be on the Future Foundation. He might be working with Reed and the rest of them, but it's always for a means to an end with Doctor Doom. So, yeah. But personally, I don't know what Doom has got cooked up and why he allowed himself to work with the kids, but he has an opportunity here if he decides to turn on Reed, which we all know is eventual. Later on down the road, Doom is going to. We all know this. We all know that Doom is going to turn on Reed and the rest of the Fantastic Four. Now the question is, where would the rest of the Future Foundation stand? Where are they? Are they going to stand with Doom now that he's going to be spending more time with the kids? From what I understand from one interview I read of Jonathan Hickman, than with the other adult members. He's going to, as I said, he's going to be the leader of the team. So where will the kids stand? Because here, despite being young, they're incredibly the kids are very powerful, and Doom can easily bend their will to working for him if he so maybe that's why he decided. That's my theory on why Doom's going to be leader. Well, why he's allowed himself to become leader of the Future Foundation. And yes, I know there are several young adult teenage and adult members of the Future Foundation, but for the most part, it is very powerful kids. But all in all, hope you guys have enjoyed this. You guys tell me, what do you think of Doom leading the Future Foundation and Fantastic Four going off on its own books? And what do you think? And do you think Doom is going to use the kids against Reed and the rest of the Fantastic Four later on down the road? That's my theory, but let me hear yours. All right, I'm out.